Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at AMP. This is a great time to look at AMP as we see a 4% decrease in the last 24 hours down to 0.0554. If we take a look at the last week, we're seeing about an 8.1% decrease in the last month and an 8.72% decrease. So one thing to note here is during the market really doing very well in the last month, if we actually click on the month, you can see just 30% increases across Bitcoin, 107 across Cardano, 304% on Solana, 111% on Terra. A lot of coins between that 30 and 70% range as well. AMP is actually struggling, and that's one thing that we actually like to see when it comes to AMP, because right now it's giving us a great price point to continue buying. Like I said, if you look across the board, you're pretty much just seeing straight green on these market cap coins up until AMP with the 8.53% decrease. So knowing what AMP is, knowing kind of the possibilities that AMP really kind of I guess what kind of utility and use cases that AMP provides to this crypto space, it should be an obvious reason as to why AMP is still at a great point of buying. $2.4 billion in market cap right now with a $49.5 million volume in the last 24 hours. We're continuing to see AMP on the decrease. And I think, like I said, that's a definite great thing to actually see, because this volatility shows that there's still some strength. There's still people buying. There's still people trying to hold this coin. And I think realistically, we're going to have a turning point within the next couple of days and weeks, depending on how this price moves, as well as manipulation across the market as it continues on. I do want to say, guys, before we jump into price predictions for the end of the year and the end of the bull market, as well as all the crypto news related to AMP, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. As we jump into the first thing, it's going to be AMP can collateralize any type of asset transfer, whether digital or physical. Today, AMP is providing the collateral for instant fraud-proof transactions made using more than 25 different digital assets. So a lot of possibilities with AMP. Obviously, a lot of people understanding the big possibilities that can take place because of the safety and security section of crypto being so small. With mass adoption, I've always talked about how AMP could be absolutely huge. The unfortunate part is they've got a lot of bad media recently, with the DeFi protocol Cream Finance exploited for 18 million. AMP token falls 15%. So we saw this here. I'm not going to jump too far into this because we've talked about this in previous videos, but however, the value of AMP dropped sharply following the news of the exploit, bringing the hackers' total gain down to 18.8 million, I should say. At the time of the writing, AMP had lost 15% of its value and was trading at a price of 0.05242. So it's just crazy to see that AMP is kind of being, controlled by this hack. And, I do think, like I said, AMP will bounce back. There's going to be a very big push for AMP in the future. Obviously, like I said, security and safety in this space is very small, and I think the utility is going to continue to grow on AMP as well as more and more assets take advantage of it. I do want to jump into one thing before we talk about too much more regarding AMP. It's going to be BlockFi. So if you guys haven't heard much about BlockFi, it's a great way to actually earn rewards. So if you want to stake Chainlink, and Chainlink has no way of staking, you can actually do so through BlockFi. So don't just buy Bitcoin, earn it. So BlockFi is the easiest place to buy, sell, and earn cryptocurrency. You can sign up and start earning today. And actually, if you sign up using my code down in the description below or in the comment section, you'll get up to $250 of Bitcoin when you sign up. So there's also a BlockFi rewards card. We're not going to talk too much about that because I do want to jump down here to the earn more from your crypto. With a BlockFi interest account or BIA account, your cryptocurrency can earn up to 7.5% APY. Interest occurs daily and is paid monthly. There are no hidden fees, no minimum balances, and also, no really reason to wait. As the earlier you get started with that passive income, the more you're going to make. Obviously, that's just how passive income works. And I think realistically, a lot of people are going to be very excited about BlockFi because of the idea of, like I said, $250 of Bitcoin during this kind of dip below 50K. Just imagine what it's going to be at when we see what people are suggesting as a $1 million Bitcoin. What that $250 will turn into. So definitely, like I said, use my link when signing up for BlockFi. It'll help you out. I do want to jump, though, like I said, back into AMP, talking about Cream Finance to repay stolen Ether and AMP via protocol fees. So we see the Cream Finance has identified the AMP integration error that caused a nearly $19 million loss for the protocol and aims to pay users back. The big thing about errors like this, the big thing about mistakes like this, is how soon do you think we're going to have another really error regarding AMP? I don't think it's going to happen very soon. Obviously, people learn from their mistakes. People saw this. This has made news, pretty much everywhere across the crypto space. So understanding this, really kind of made the most recent dip on AMP, it's actually giving us a great opportunity to buy in, and it's also giving us, like I said, a very, very great opportunity to have others learn from this. And really, I don't expect this mistake to come back again. We have decentralized finance or DeFi protocol Cream Finance will pay back its users following a 18.8 million flash loan hack that occurred August 30th. So if you guys didn't know about it, you can definitely learn more on this article from Cointelegraph, as well as over here on Bazinga.com. Articles all over talking about this flash attack, and a lot of people kind of worried about the future of AMP. And I'm going to say realistically, like I told you many, many times, there's too much really value in AMP to actually bring it too far down before we see it head back up. So keep that in mind when you see coins like this head on this red dip, an 8 to 9% decrease in the last month during a bullish looking market like this. You're having a great opportunity to buy before we see it recover and return that value. So we see stake, send, and repeat, obviously all available on the website, amptoken.org. If you guys want to learn more, I do suggest going to amptoken.org. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing, as crypto is very, very volatile. They talk about collateral as a service, extensible and open source, non-inflationary, asset agnostic. So much value involved with AMP. I do want to talk about the end of the year and end of the bull market. A lot of people talking about suggestions that AMP could continue on this way down and actually, make its way to 1 to 2 cents again before it pushes back up. I think realistically, we are going to see AMP continue on its way down, maybe to about 5.5 cents, maybe a little bit lower as we're almost there at that 5.5 cents. But I think realistically, we're going to see a push right back up. We're going to see a push making its way to 10 to 12 cents by the end of the year at the very, very least. And that would be a nice solid 2x at the very least there as well. By the end of the bull market, I think we could continue on that push up. Like I said, safety and security with crypto mass adoption is going to be very, very important. We see a $2.4 billion market cap. That has a lot of room for growth. $2.4 billion, very, very low in market cap for something that, AMP does. The utility built around AMP really, in my opinion, very undervalued right now at $2.4 billion. I think realistically, we see this as a 25 to 35 cent coin by the end of the bull market part 2 at the very, very least. Like I said, guys, I always try to keep you with the conservative, realistic, reasonable price predictions on the channel. So 25 to 35 cents, definitely within that reasonable, realistic price. If you guys didn't know, AMP is an Ethereum token that aims to really collateralize payments on the Flex network, making them instant, secure, and if a BTC or ETH payment fails due to unconfirmed or long transaction times, the AMP collateral can instead be liquidated to really kind of cover those costs or loss. So while the vendor receives payment in fiat, providing or potentially providing greater assurances to both parties. So there's a lot of safety behind this, a lot of security, and I think that's exactly, like I said, why institutional as well as retail investors will be jumping on board. Q4 2021 is going to be a big, hopefully, quarter for AMP as we move closer. I will say, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on to stay up to date with AMP as well as so many other altcoins across the space. And if you haven't already, follow me on actually Twitter as well. So Crypto Profit YT, trying to give you guys all the updates regarding AMP as well as so many other coins on my Twitter as well. And if you haven't taken advantage or at least checked out my Patreon, it's down in the description below. For the month of September, I did announce that I will be not actually using YouTube AdSense at all, trying to get direct support from you guys. So if you guys would take advantage of that, patreon.com, like I said, /CryptoProfitYT. Take advantage of that in the description below. Pre-sale market opportunities, whether it's ICOs, IDOs, and low market cap picks, all coming to you guys for that low really price on the Patreon. So thank you guys for the awesome support. You guys are amazing. As we continue on our way to 200K subscribers, thank you again, and I'll see you all in the next one.